Hey guys! So today in makeup history we are going to go over the 18th century. Now, this is pretty much a continuation of the 17th century makeup, just a bit more extreme. So the makeup trend peaks somewhere halfway through the 18th century and then it decreases again as we go into the 19th century, but we will go over that later. First let's go over the 18th century. Now, this period was mostly about the hair. High hair. I tried to recreate it, kind of failed. But this period, people used to wear wigs, especially men would wear wigs. And women would wear hairpieces. Instead of full-on wigs, they would wear hairpieces. And they would powder their hair. The most popular color was white. This was because white hair was expensive. And white wigs were expensive to create. They were rare and they were only for rich people. So white hair equals rich people. It's the same thing as the white skin all over again, which was still popular, by the way. White skin was the way to go. White wigs were in fashion. So everybody tried to recreate that look by making their own hair white. And they did that by applying white powder onto it. Now, usually when you apply white powder on dark hair, it results in grey hair. So most people had grey hair instead of white. You can see that in the paintings from that time. Marie Antoinette had grey hair, for example. Now, the makeup itself was, like I said, pretty much the same as in the 17th century, just more. More makeup, more extreme. Pretty much the same products were used. It was still white on the face, thick layer of white. Actually, obvious makeup was considered more aristocratical than naturally pale skin. So if you wanted to look proper, you would apply a lot of makeup. And then to contrast the white skin, they would apply red on their cheeks in a round shape on the apples. We would think that is kind of clownesque nowadays, but back then they used to wear it like this, and also red on the lips. Now, the shape of the lips kind of changed. Well, it was a trend that the lower lip was to be a bit fuller than the upper one, kind of creating that bounty face. People would still wear their mousses, as they did in the 17th century. Just that now they were used more for the sign language, as I explained in the 17th century, than the actual covering of blemishes. Because the layer of foundation stuff was so thick you couldn't see any of the blemishes. All of that was meant to hide a woman's age. And the blemishes, of course, that were excessive because of all the lead in the makeup. People actually died on a large scale because of lead in makeup. So another thing they used to do, which is quite peculiar, they used to draw veins. Like, women in a very high standing used to draw blue veins on their head, on their faces, to make the skin look translucent in a way. So they would apply a really thick layer of makeup to hide their skin and then pretend that it's their skin by drawing on veins. Really strange, but that's what they used to do. Their makeup used to take hours, especially with the hair as well. They had people come over and do their hair and makeup. Eyebrows were still plucked, but also drawn in, and actually some people used to wear fake eyebrows made out of mouse fur. Ooh, that's a fun fact for you. But yeah, I am going to show you how to recreate this 18th century makeup look. So let's get into the tutorial. So once again, I'm starting off by my light reflective concealer all over the face and blending it out with a foundation brush. And now the next step is I am going to draw on my veins with a blue eyeshadow and a thin brush. So I am going to concentrate these mainly around my forehead, because it looks kind of the least creepy in a way. Still looks creepy, but less creepy. So next up, I'm going to fill in my eyebrows, and I'm going to make them a bit rounder than my natural eyebrows are. So kind of in a rounded shape. That was the trend back then. And now I'm going to take a red lipstick and make very round cheekbone blushes on my cheeks, like they used to do. And now I am going to grab the same lipstick and do my lips, and I'm going to make the bottom lip slightly bigger than the top lip, as was the trend back then. So I'm applying it a little bit out of my natural lip line. And now as a final step, I am going to draw a little silk patch on my skin. Okay guys, so that's all that I have on 18th century makeup. Next up will be the 19th century, which is again a lot more natural, so keep an eye out for that. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye!